Namaste, David. This is the final of our 14 days of blabbing.
You're kidding me. We're there already?
And yeah, we are all of us manage projects. Project is often sometimes projects bring in a lot of money, sometimes they don't. Sometimes doing a little thing becomes a big project. So the question that I'm asking in this blab is, are you able to manage all your projects yourself? So David, over to you.
Over to me. Sounds like a technology question to me. Although, all kidding aside, all joking aside, that Vivek has really been very, very patient with me. He has and continues to be. He has to be. I'm a conceptual person. I'm an idea person. I am usually not great with details. I used to be okay with details, but as I get older, details aren't as important as the concepts and the ideas. So I've been very fortunate in being able to collaborate and work with somebody with Vivek's skill set and talent, because he has shown me many, many ways to better manage my projects. I don't do a lot of things. I don't have hundreds of things going on, but what I do have going on, what do you think, Vivek? I've got a half a dozen things probably going on at this moment. That's not a lot. Certainly there are folks that handle many, many, many more things, but that's where I want to be with my life right now. And so it's still important for me to best understand how to manage them, because I couldn't do it myself. And Vivek has shown me many tools, shared with me many tools. It was recently as this morning, just a couple hours ago, he's creating a new tool, and it will make my life more efficient, my marketing life more efficient, specifically the things that I'm doing with Twitter. Twitter is a new entity for me, basically. And excuse me, Vivek has created a tool, not just for me, for the rest of the world also, but excuse me, he was showing me how to use the tool today. And I could see instantly that if I use some of the manual things that I would do had this tool not been available, I would probably spend a good triple, quadruple, maybe even 5 times more time doing it than I will be doing it based upon the tool that Vivek shared with me today. So, excuse me, that's what I have to share.
Yeah, managing projects usually means you probably need to manage lots of different people involved, different technologies, and maybe that different companies. Your project may involve more than one company, in which case it becomes more and more complicated, even though the value, total value, may not be that huge. It may be a significant part of your business, but in terms of total value, it may not be big, but you still end up spending a lot of your time, effort, energy into managing those projects if you don't manage them properly. So one of the things that I did undergo a course, a Prince 2 project management qualification. Prince 2 is used very widely here in the United Kingdom. It's used by it's used for huge projects, but the principles of Prince 2 are very much relevant for a small business, because small businesses depend on the decisions made by individuals within that project, and the individuals typically have total control over what they do, because it's a small company, so everything depends on them. So they need to know those principles. So I mean, was it nearly 7-8 months ago, David?
I lose all sense of time.
Yeah, maybe even long.
You're talking about
longer than that.
Your Prince 2 HOAs.
Yes.
It has to be a year ago already.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I was hoping that you were going to get to. We see a friend of ours who has entered the BLAB world with us. Hello to Stan Bush, and hope things are going well with you, Stan. I know you're extremely busy blabbing yourself. So and I want to thank you, Stan, for introducing this tool to me. You were the one that said, David, I want to invite you to come to a BLAB that I'm going to be doing so you can see what's going on. And Stan, thank you for doing that. And it's been a great tool, and I see some future applications for me. As a matter of fact, I said earlier in this BLAB that if I am online at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I don't care what day of the week it is, I'm going to spend a few minutes, whatever, doing a BLAB on entrepreneurship or small business. That's my subject matter. And if I'm sitting at my desk, which I often am, at 1:00, I will do a BLAB. And I thank you, Stan, for bringing it to my attention. Okay, I'm sorry, Vivek.
Yeah, he's joining. There he is.
Well, lo and behold, look who has joined his BLAB.
Yeah, I don't got a tie on or nothing, but which is the way I'm rolling here lately. If you
well, yeah, but you and I have the same kind of style shirts on, different shades of blue.
Yeah, different shades of blue. Plus, this one is actually really, really worn.
Yeah, it is.
An old one. This is an old one.
It's only about the sixth time I've worn this one.
Yeah, I've gone back to ironing T-shirts, and when I pulled this one out this morning and was ironing, I went, I should go get another one because this one's kind of old. Nah, because I only wear this one like when I'm not expected to jump into anything. But I'm doing the shirt and tie thing, man. Because the big thing for me right now is that I don't think that some of these, I don't think they really get what's going on. I don't think they understand this is a business and you got to make a profit. And in order to make a profit, you have to be a certain way when you're presenting yourself. It don't make a difference. If I'm gonna go buy a hamburger, I don't wear a tie. If I don't wear, I'm just going to go buy something. But if I'm selling a hamburger, I'm gonna be wearing a tie.
That's an interesting concept, Stan, that you and I will have to spend some time on in the future talking about, because I've never really bought into that concept. I understand what you're saying. I understand the importance of it.
Let me say this. That's because that's for you. That's you. And people have to be comfortable. I'm comfortable that way. I'm comfortable that way.
Okay,
so that's the way I have to present myself. But if you are a polo guy or a T-shirt guy, good. That's you. So
I'm usually a business casual kind of guy.
If that's what you are, but you have got to, I've had it up to here with people talking about being authentic and not doing it.
You can't become authentic. You just have to be authentic.
That's exactly right. That's
and
exactly
be
right.
present what you are rather than try to be someone else. That's
Yep.
By the way, Stan, off topic a little bit, but I'm sure you'd be interested. I did an unbelievable, I produced, I didn't do it, I produced an unbelievable discussion on trust with David Amerlin and with Ronnie Bincer on Sunday. OMG. As I was trying to do time stamping, I think I had 952 timestamps. I mean, there was that much energy, that much stuff going on. And Ronnie actually, he blogged it today. As put it out there. I didn't know he was going to do it, and I forgot to take the video private. But I'm glad he did it, because it was. Well, can you imagine? Are there any two more trusted individuals on the internet than Ronnie Bincer and David Amerlin? I think Stan Bush is right in that group.
There's a difference between the trust that the kind of trust they have and the kind of trust that I have. The trust that I have is like, the trust I think I have is like, if you don't want to know, don't ask that guy. The kind of trust the kind of trust they have is they've got a much softer response sometimes, where I just go like, if you go back and watch the BLAB, the 10 o'clock, the thing that you told Vivek the other day to take a look at, the 10 o'clock BLAB, if you go back in there this morning, if you watch the replay, I've got it now where our team is doing the BLABs for us, because that's the whole goal, is to have a team where I don't have to be there, that's the way it works. So that, like, if we got together, man, you guys would run one. That's not one, but whenever, right? So anyway, this morning, I'm out of the BLAB and I'm watching it, right? Yeah, I saw you come in, Vivek, and I don't know if you were there when the guy came in that was letting me in. Add me. Were you there?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy he was trying to come in, and Ron and Snaberger was saying, "No, can't let you in." So he was distracting Ron. So Ron says, "Okay, but I got to let this guy in." So he let me in. And right there in front of there were like 20 or 30 people there, right? Right there in front of. You
want to tell me what Stan really said, what was on his mind?
Oh, I went in and said, okay, that guy right there, block him. I said, just go ahead and kick him out. Just go. This is a good thing for people who are watching to know that the host has the ability to do this. And Ron was, going up there and looking for it. And that guy was like, add me. And all of a sudden he stopped and started giving me props, right? And I said, look, if you want to slow down and be nice, you can stay, but you will not disrupt us, period. And about that time, Chef Dennis, over in the comments, Chef Dennis said, did Stan just open up a can of whip ass? I started laughing about it, but it was a couple of minutes later, Ron had him blocked and he was gone. But
actually,
but anyway,
I don't know if
really
you realize it, Stan, but you just answered the question that Vivek had. It's Vivek, his turn to ask questions. The question was, are you able to manage all your projects yourself? And you answered it with your case study that you got so much stuff going on, but you want to empower other folks. Now it's a little different. His answer was more of a technology answer, where yours was more of an empowerment. I can't do everything. No. And we're a team, and let's get things done.
Yeah, there's a question there is, are you able to manage all your projects? If you can't manage all your projects, then you've got too much going on.
Good point.
Turn that out. But managing a project, that doesn't necessarily mean doing that project. That just means making sure that you get the delegation and everybody's on the. Yep. We're going to have a 12 o'clock meeting today. We're picking things up more, and we're going to have a 12 o'clock planning thing today about what we're going to do next week on the dead platform of
Grateful Dead.
The dead platform called Hangouts. Because it ain't even close to being dead. Hi, Dutch Driver. it's not even close to being dead. There are things that you can do on Hangouts that are completely different than this, but that's a matter of knowing the project and managing the project, right? To stay on track with what you guys are talking about.
People are still talking about Hangouts being dead. They're still out there making fools of themselves by making this kind of comments.
If you think that Hangouts are dead, you're not really paying attention, because BLAB is fixing to go through a real litmus test when Facebook releases their streaming app. It's going to really, because it's kind of like, I never did subscribe to Google Plus is the end all and Facebook is crazy and everything like that. It's like, well, okay, I'm just going to give you a number here for a minute. So I want you to think about this number just for 1 minute. 1 billion users. Let that sink in for a minute.
That's a seventh of the world. That's a seventh of the world.
When you get that number figured out and you tell me that Facebook is dying, I want you to tell me how. I want you to tell me how.
Bigger announcement, and this is going to be crazy. Talk about opening up a can of worms or whoop ass or whatever. Facebook is going to, it sounds like they're going to offer the capability to dislike something. Can you imagine the wars that are going to go on? Dislike something?
Well, you know what? I think they actually did that. Like, I think they did that about 4 years ago. There was a big.
Yeah, I think they gave that option and then quickly had to
pull it back.
Pull it back. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was about 4 years ago.
There's some brands out there that put up $1 billion to mark, and they said, okay, we'll support this dislike platform as long as we can dish our competition,
and as long as we can remove it when somebody dislikes us. Yeah. If somebody dislikes us, then we get to remove it. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you, stop in. I saw you guys were still here, and I wanted to stop in and tell you, I support you. I think you bombed the whole 9 yards. I see that you're doing like a series.
We're done. This is the last. You came in on the very last one of the series. This is it.
You know what, man? I'm always $1 late, day late.
No, you're not late. It's appropriate that you introduced me to the concept. Just about 3 weeks ago wasn't? I mean, it wasn't all that long ago. And I said, wow, there's some applications there. We're trying it out. And yeah, we learned a lot of stuff. We made a bunch of new friends that who knows if we would have made not doing it. We made a bunch of new friends, some folks, and that's what it's all about. It's not that, wow, Hangouts aren't working for us anymore and BLAB is going to be the answer. It's all part of what you do and how you do it and how you make it work for yourself.
It's a tool, for heaven's sake.
It's a tool.
Good tool. There was another thing, and then I got to get going because I've got, like I said, we start up
a team meeting at 12 o'clock.
At 7. Yeah, they pulled that one on me today after the meeting. We have a 9 o'clock every day, which is private, and then we do the 10 o'clock BLAB, right? And after the BLAB today, they pulled that on me. They said, we're going to have to do this because the question at 9 o'clock, it's really, the group is great, man. The question that I asked them today at 9 o'clock is, okay, why are you doing this? You're talking about managing all your projects, right? Why are you doing the BLAB at 10 o'clock? Well, I'm trying to help people. Oh, I'm doing this, and it helps me. I get there because I'm trying to support something, and I blah, blah, blah. And I'm listening to it, and I'm going, okay. That's all great. Let me tell you why I'm doing it. It's a business transaction. And so when you go out there and you're doing, so it was completely different. Ron really did great today. And at the end of the thing, when we had another short private meeting, they said, okay, we want to get together at 12 and do this stuff. But it was pretty exciting to see them make that change. They're using what they're doing.
I was going to say, Vivek, isn't it appropriate that here it is, our last in this series? Mm-hmm. Stan was the one that introduced me to BLABs. I kind of introduced it to you. And here he is. He's talking about the why we do things, what we do. How appropriate. You've just tied our whole series of 14 BLABs together, Stan. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Vivek, we are actually... We're actually going to be doing what we're going to be talking about is the creation of blogger sites using Google domains, how easy it is. So we're going to do a series with those.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go into Google Sites because I know you like Google Sites.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to get together and talk about really where all we're going, man. Because
I've got 3 Google sites.
Yeah, I probably have 30. You know, I do a lot of Google
Hey, Vivek, ask him why he has 30 sites.
Okay, go ahead. Ask me why.
Why do you have 30 sites, Dan?
Because people pay me for them.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, what a great answer.
Is that a good answer or not?
It's a great answer. It's a business answer. Yay!
Hey, if you don't want to pay me for it, you don't have to have it.
No, when you said you've got 30, I thought you meant you personally. You have built 30 Google sites.
I probably built more than that. Those are the ones I still maintain. The ones that the only ones I've got for me, I've got 2 private ones and 2 public ones.
I have a friend that came into a BLAB. I'm not going to mention his name, and we were talking. Oh, the question was, do you have a YouTube channel? Simple question, very simple question. He came in and he said, I have 12 YouTube channels, and Vivek said, well, why do you have 12? And I still haven't heard an answer to the question.
Right. I'm fixing.
I still haven't heard an answer.
Unlike you, Stan, you said yes because people pay you, whereas 12 channels, who pays?
Yeah. It's for me. You know, I don't know if I've told you this, but I picked up Louis Grizzard. I don't know. You know who Louis Grizzard was, right?
Yeah.
Louis Grizzard was a comedian. He was a guy that wrote for the Atlanta Journal. He was an author. He was also on Designing Women on TV, one of the comedies, one of the great comedians to me of all time. Mm-hmm. He was just funny. And he was coming down here. One of the funniest jokes he ever, this is how funny he was. He said, he said, he was the guy that said that it was after his 5th, he'd been married 5 times. 5. And he said, you probably heard the joke. He said, I'm not getting married again. I'm just going to find a woman that hates my damn guts and give her a house. I went up there to pick him up, right? And he had just been on like NBC on Designing Women. He'd just been in TV and Hollywood and all that stuff. And I went and picked him up and brought him down here for a show. And on the way down in the car, I said, Louis, Mr. Grizzard, because that's how we roll in the South. Mr. Grizzard, I know I just saw you on TV. Like, I know that you're doing well. Why are you coming to Georgia? Why are you coming down to Warner Robins, Georgia, to do a show? Like, I don't understand. Why are you coming to Warner Robins, Georgia? And he said, where 2 or more gathered in my name, and one of them has a check,
I'll be there. I'll
be there. But just
actually, my answer would be if there's a crowd of 1 and they've got a check, I'd go too.
Yeah. He does. His books were like, "Don't squat in the garden, Granny. Them taters got eyes." or shoot low. There was another expression that he had. Everybody used to say was shoot low. They're riding Shetland ponies. So anyway, I got to get ready to go over there and get.
Well, thanks. It truly is appropriate for you to jump in on this last one and with your comments, and we thank you for taking time out of your. I guess you got a busy schedule going on down there.
You know, I do have it, but the interesting part about this when I saw that today is that I block my time out. I do 25 minutes, right? 25 minutes on how to use BLAB. No blabus interruptus. Okay.
Blabus interruptus.
Yeah. So we do like, I do 25 minutes. I do the Pomodoro technique on just about everything now. It's 25 minutes, be effective, and then go do something else. Take a 5-minute break and then come back. And hi, Jennifer. And so although I have a lot going on, I can tell you that I got my projects down. I can handle them. If you get too many, it just gets really bad for you. Jennifer, come in and talk to these guys. You'll like them.
Thank you very much, Stan, and Vivek. Thank you, and it's been a very enjoyable 14 blabs. That
we would probably continue doing more blabs, but this specific series is
it's difficult to make a commitment to do one every day for 14 days.
Yeah,
it's very, very difficult to do that because stuff happens and interrupts, and there's blabus interruptus.
Yeah. There is one thing. When you said you come in at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No. What I said was, I'm sitting at my desk usually at 2 o'clock every morning. What I did say was that if I am sitting at my desk at 1 o'clock p.m., any day I'm sitting there, I'm going to blab. I'm going to blab something about entrepreneurship. I'm going to blab something about small business.
Yeah, that's the key, is being consistent so that people know that you're going to be there at 1 o'clock.
And I built. I was on another before HOAs. I was streaming on a website, and I actually had 20,000 followers in that. I was talking about entrepreneurship, small business, and I was the only one really talking about that subject matter on this particular website. It was kids and music and all kinds of crazy stuff, but they liked my content. The owners of the website liked my content, so they put me on the front page, and that's how I was able to build up. It was a revolving front page. Instead of having all these, it would revolve on who was on air at that particular time, and that helped. I had 2.5 million views in about 3 years, and it was because of them putting me on the homepage. But it was the fact that I had consistent contact. And I had something, and obviously I brought value to folks' lives. It was not unusual on a Saturday morning for me to have 5,000 people watching, and from all over the world. We're internet all over the world, which in and of itself creates a lot of challenges, cultural challenges.
Hey, Jennifer, Whole Foods, I just followed you. I want you to know, I figured out this morning why my grandma made oatmeal cookies, because of the way it handles your blood sugar and because of the fiber and everything else. And so I made some while ago with whole grain wheat, actually. And so she's a Whole Foods person, or that's what it says, Whole Foods enthusiast. And a mental health. Yeah, I could probably use your help on that too. On that, I'm going to say bye. You guys take care.
You too, Sam. Take care. Vivek, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon.
One last announcement before I close down. I'm returning back to my weekly book review.
That's right. We haven't had a book review from. What's your next book review, and when we're going to hear it?
Chimp Paradox.
When are you going to be producing it?
It would be Wednesday.
A week from today.
Yeah.
Folks, anybody watching, Vivek has done some book reviews, and he picks really provocative books in and of themselves, but he adds his spin, his philosophy, and I highly recommend. I've been involved in a couple of them myself, and they've been wonderful experience. So take the time. Why don't you post in the stream how to watch one of your HOAs?
Yeah, they will be on my website.
Oh, well, of course they're on your website.
Yeah. So I'm pasting that link there now. Okay, so we have asked 14 questions, and I recommend whoever is watching to look at the website, fill the form, and we would.
Where are all these blabs being? They're all being posted as a group, aren't they?
Yeah, they would be on integratesimplifylife.com.
And you're pulling down. You're going to pull. Okay, good. I mean, that's what we had talked about doing. And
yeah,
yes. And it'll be obviously right next to the forum, so people can look at the question and then look at how we dealt with that particular. Perfect. Beautiful.
Okay. So integrate, simplify
life.
Thank
See you
you.
soon.
See you soon.